Okay, now we start with the foliage. So for that, first you will have to paint the tree with tree trunks. So I mix the paint with water properly till it gives me the melted ice cream consistency. See, mixing also is important. See, when you rotate the brush like this within your fingers and on this palette or the surface, then you will find that you will get a signal that this mixing is correct now. Melted ice cream. Only then you pick up the brush and transfer it to the surface. So as shown earlier, now here I want to show the foliage also. So I am going to press the brush a little more, pull it up, then lift off sooner than later, because I don't want this tree trunk to be too long. Otherwise, I can't accommodate the foliage. So I made the primary division first, then maybe a little bit of secondary branching type, and now then the base to be readjusted so that the tree looks a little natural. After that, I can dip the same brush in the sap green.
brown.
You can do that also. So long as the green dominates the brown. It should not look brown again, otherwise it will look wrong. So I add more of this is just to save time, and continue with addition of the first tone of the foliage. Now for the first tone of the foliage, I change the brush.
That's what I wanted.
I make use of what is called a cut brush. I have chopped off the tip and made this a little flattish. Then I take up the color, and this is the easier way I'm showing. Hold the brush perpendicular and keep tapping. If you keep tapping, what will happen? There will be lots of grains deposited all over. Now for these sky holes which I was telling you about, don't bother about them just now too much. So long as you don't get a very satisfactory foliage, don't bother about sky holes and all. Sky holes can come little later on also. But for the time being, I add the entire foliage in a semicircular shape, umbrella shape or a semicircular shape. And as you can see, this brush gives you the texture of the millions of leaves. So now see, this looks very decent. A typical tree which a child also draws in this way, umbrella shape, cloud shape, he draws a cloud. So we are showing a textured surface of sap green with a little leftover burnt sienna in that. After that, I wash the brush thoroughly. Then I take the sap green and mix it with either lemon yellow or cadmium yellow. Cadmium yellow lemon, that is the name of this. Or otherwise, there is another shade called as permanent yellow medium, which is like haldi. Can use that also. At this stage, the color and the shades are not so very important, so long as they show you a difference between the first layer and the second layer. So now I am taking a little bit of muddy yellow by mixing green in that, some more, and test it on the surface. Like for example, of course I presume that the light is falling from the top left side, and as we had seen earlier, this area, the area on the left side, is more illuminated than the area on the right side. This is theoretical. And we have also seen that there will be areas of extreme dark within the areas which are light green, and there will be extreme lights within the areas of extreme dark. So that is because of the
Like falling.
because of the clusters, because of the innumerable clusters of
clusters, yeah.
leaves which are not uniformly placed over the foliage. They are up and down.
Correct.
So those which are facing the light will catch more light. So I am adding the second tone over and above the earlier one. Sorry. See, the color quantity that you pick up must be optimum. That means it shouldn't be too much, it shouldn't be less. So this is the second layer on top of the first, and there should be a gradual drop in tone. What does it mean? If I am showing
Darker
this
to
they should become gradual. So I just gradually I touch these areas so that it starts looking gradually from lighter to less light. Then within these areas there will be some areas which will pick up light equivalent to this or this. So I add the lighter tone on top of this in some areas, again gradually making it disappear into the dark. Then I take up some more lemon yellow now. Within the mixture which I had made, I add some more lemon yellow, and again I deposit a little bit of second tone on top of the first. All this going on with the cut brush. If you find that you have added unnecessarily more, go back to the sap green and tone down this. You can also use, now today anyway we were to go ahead with the topic, so I hold the brush and show you the next. See, if you just roll the brush up and down, you will create greenery at the base of the tree this way. So this is it.